Ever find yourself like looking at flights online?
Right?
You think, oh, that's a pretty good price for that itinerary. But then you get distracted for like 2 minutes, come back, and suddenly it's like $50 more.
Yeah.
It's it's kind of infuriating.
Yeah.
Well, that's dynamic pricing in action. And today we're really diving deep into the how and why of it all with Kamyar Shah. He's a business consultant who's done some fascinating research on dynamic pricing, breaking down exactly how it works.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people I talk to think dynamic pricing is this brand new thing.
Right.
But honestly, it's been around forever.
Oh, totally. Like
Yeah.
even those street vendors selling umbrellas when it rains.
Exactly.
They're adjusting prices based on demand in real time.
Yeah.
Classic dynamic pricing. But I'm guessing it gets way more complicated when we're talking online businesses and, algorithms and all that.
It does. It's light years beyond what it used to be. What used to be a pretty simple calculation, maybe based on just gut feeling or a couple basic factors,
Yeah.
has become this whole high-stakes game of data analysis and algorithms. And that's where the AI comes in.
Okay, so let's talk about this AI engine a little bit. It's like there's this invisible brain working behind the scenes, crunching numbers and setting prices.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're talking about really sophisticated machine learning models that are considering tons of different data points.
Yeah.
Everything from historical sales data to what your competitors are charging.
Wow.
Even like the weather and your browsing history can factor into it.
So it's not just about supply and demand anymore. It's
No.
like they're trying to understand each customer and predict what they'd be willing to pay at any given moment. It's kind of creepy when you think about it.
It can be. Think about like limited edition sneakers about to drop. The AI can actually look at social media buzz, even how fast similar products sold out in the past. And then it uses that to figure out the absolute highest price they can get away with, even if that means changing the price like every few minutes.
It's like the stock market for everyday stuff.
Right.
And we have no idea what's really going on.
It's true. And it works both ways, too. Like imagine a store that has way too many winter coats in stock.
Yeah.
The weather's getting warmer.
Yeah.
The AI might see that people are searching for winter coats a lot less.
Yeah.
Maybe their competitors are lowering prices, too.
Makes sense.
So it might recommend putting those coats on sale, even if it means making less money on each one, just to get rid of them before it's too late.
So it's this constant back and forth between supply and demand and all these other factors. It's kind of mind-blowing.
But how does this AI actually learn to do all this? Is it like constantly getting smarter?
It is. That's the really interesting thing about machine learning. It's not just about following rules that someone programmed in. It's about the algorithm teaching itself, constantly getting better over time. For example, let's say there's this online clothing store, and every time they send out an email about a particular dress,
Okay.
suddenly a ton of people buy it.
Right.
The AI would pick up on that pattern and be like, hold on, every time we send this email about this dress, it sells out.
Yeah.
So it might recommend bumping up the price of that dress a little bit right after the email goes out, knowing that people are probably going to want it more.
Wow.
And if that works, the AI remembers that and it's like, okay, I'll do that again next time. So it's like it's experimenting and learning as it goes, kind of like a person would.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it can process information way faster than any human. So it can see patterns and connections that we would totally miss.
It's like having a whole team of geniuses working 24/7 just to figure out the perfect price for every single thing.
Yeah.
It's impressive, but also kind of scary. I mean, if the price of everything is always changing, how do we know if we're getting a good deal?
That is the million-dollar question. And it's something that a lot of people are thinking about right now. Dynamic pricing can be great for businesses, but it also creates a lot of uncertainty for customers.
It's like we're playing this game where we don't even know all the rules. So is there anything we can do about it as consumers?
Well, the good news is knowing about it helps. The more you understand how dynamic pricing works, the better you can spot those patterns and make sure you're getting a fair deal.
Right.
Like, you know how everyone always says to clear your cookies?
Yeah, that can actually help with this kind of stuff. Because sometimes the prices you see are based on what you've been looking at before.
Oh, wow.
And using a VPN can help with that too. It's like hiding your browsing history.
So it's all about being informed.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to shop around a little. Just because one website shows you a certain price doesn't mean that's the best you can get. These algorithms are always testing out different prices, seeing what people will pay.
It's true. It does seem like the more aware we are as consumers, the more businesses are going to have to start being honest about how they're pricing things.
Definitely. And some companies are already starting to do that, like with price matching guarantees.
Oh, yeah. That gives people a little peace of mind. you
Yeah.
know? Even if the prices change all the time, at least they know they're getting a competitive rate.
That makes me feel a little better about all this. It's still a little unnerving, though, I think, as more people realize what's going on with dynamic pricing. The
Hmm.
more businesses are going to have to be upfront about it.
I think you're right. It's just part of how we buy and sell things online now.
Well, this has been super interesting, Kamyar. Thank you so much for shedding some light on all of this. No pun intended.
Of course. Happy to be here. It's a fascinating topic for sure.
It really is. So to all our listeners, next time you're about to buy something online, just remember there might be more to that price tag than you realize. Do your research, compare prices, and don't be afraid to walk away if you think something's fishy. And as always, thanks for joining us for another deep dive.